that's where the high flow care starts.
Yeah. So what I might start with, Blair, if it's okay, why do you advocate for the use of OptiFlow in your patients in surgery and also in recovery?
We use OptiFlow both pre and post-operatively. I think it gives the anaesthetist a lot of reassurance. Often the patients that we look after, bariatric patients, up to sort of 20% of them have got undiagnosed sleep apnea. You know, statistically they'll desaturate a lot quicker, and I think it gives everyone peace of mind that the pre-oxygenation is more effective and gives us more time till they need intubation, and that just makes the whole situation dealing with bigger people a lot less stressful. Same post-operatively, you're dealing with the people who have got both diagnosed and undiagnosed sleep apnea. With us personally, it means that we're happy to have a much higher percentage of patients return to the ward rather than need HDU or ICU. Our elective admission rate is about 1% of other major centres for that reason. We're happy for the patients to go back to ward, be monitored, and it gives the nursing staff and also me personally a lot of reassurance.
Brilliant, thank you. In terms of, well, you've covered benefits already, I think. Have you ever had any feedback from patients or staff in relation to the use of OptiFlow?
It's well tolerated, I think. Initially the patients may take a while to get used to the high flow through the nasal prongs, but it's well tolerated. I think it's often people don't get sleep apnea masks because they can't tolerate the masks, and I think it's a lot easier to tolerate than that.
Great. And obviously post-operatively, sometimes you may find that you need to get a physiotherapist to come and work on the patient for, airway inflation manoeuvres using TriFlow, that type of thing. Do you think this actually affects the frequency to need physios coming and visiting your patients post-operatively?
I'm not sure. I think that part of our early recovery after a surgery program is the patients are mobilising within about 4 to 6 hours. So for us and our institution, I don't think it's made a huge impact. It hasn't slowed them down because usually they'll only need it for a period overnight, and the next day majority of them are out of bed and they don't need supplemental O2.
Sure. Yeah, well, I think
just want to let Amy in.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, no worries.
Hi, Amy.
Hello, how you going?
Good.
Well, we've basically just covered off on the standard
No
questions
worries.
that you
Just
were
want to
aware
make
of.
sure no one bothers you.
And anything else from a surgeon's perspective, do you think, Ty, that we've missed?
No, I think we've covered both theatre, because you went from intra-op to post-op. No, unless you want to separate them more distinctively and maybe just focus on post-op.
I mean, look, the anaesthetists would probably be...
Yeah, they've covered off.
And look, mate, the guy that uses it a lot is Attila. Have you had much to do with Attila? Yeah.
Yes.
So he's a big fan, and he helped drive it as well. But, we started using it early on, and so that's why we purchased all the units and stuff, because we saw the benefits of it.
Yeah, great. Did you, just for my benefit's sake, here at the Wesley, did you find that there were other stakeholders like the intensivists, for example, that helped to drive the incentive to use it to reduce potential for deteriorating patients, or not?
Not so much. I think that probably the intensivists are anxious about patients being monitored on the wards,
Yes.
generally speaking, and they're intensivists because everything's under control. Not that that's an issue at all, Simon. We love our intensivist people, but we don't have that on camera.
This won't be.
Hopefully this will be cut.
Yeah.
But no, look, I don't think they necessarily drove it, but certainly the anaesthetist did, and I did as well, because we've had a real focus on early recovery after surgery in this institution for about 8 years, and so it's helped facilitate that. Most of our patients are going home within sort of 24, 36 hours after major surgery.
Great.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic.
That's a pleasure.
That's good.
Appreciate